Where was you at when this dropped?
Wait a minute. Were we on this whole time I was singing?
No. Yeah, they probably heard you singing.
No. We wasn't on until just now.
Okay.
My boo, classic Go Town GJ, right here on the News and Talk 1380 WAOK, Voice in the Streets Unfiltered. Xavier Brandon rocking the MIC.
Your girl Desi T.
Austin McCall.
Danielle running the boards.
Yes,
we are still talking HBCU complaints.
Pride.
Problems.
Pride. That's a
I got
HBCU
pride in
pride.
mine. We guys,
I mean, yeah,
we
we are.
still, you could. This is my thing, bro. I hate when they act like you can't complain about something and still love it.
Yeah, you can. I mean, that's what we
Just want
and
better.
I think that's a part of the experience.
I
A lot,
just want better.
You know.
Yeah, we all want better.
Like I was saying earlier, they get you to the school like Morehouse or Spelman or one of these prestigious places that you know a lot of successful black people to come through, and you don't have an idea of what you actually like. What's the campus like? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I know it's downtown.
You went
I know
on
it's
tour,
this.
but they don't show you that.
They not
so.
go. When I told them I told the Benedict, we walked around in a circle. Like we walked around from the Cav, went to one dorm, and we came back to the Cav, and it was just like, "Hey, parents, it's cool. Let's go to the football field." Like that's how they do it. But I didn't understand that we weren't gonna have. I didn't understand I wasn't gonna be able to take a shower for a year without with my feet touching the ground. Like I got to take a shower in my slides. Like we have communal showers.
Yeah.
I'm walking. When I
But
have to go
that's
to
a part of the college experience. I
not
feel
anymore.
like.
It's not though.
I mean, yeah, not
apartment
anymore.
style dorms is what I
There
need.
is that. I did
Don't-
stay on that at
Who
Kennesaw,
wants
but
to
I'm
stay?
saying there are even some PWIs that still have communal
For
bathrooms.
real,
and
I don't really.
showers.
I've
Yeah.
never really. Usually, when I go to a PW, when you on a PWI, it's like dorms, like apartment style dorms, regular dorms, and then they'll have like the old dorms on campus that they're waiting to get rid of. Like when I got to West Georgia, there was one dormitory on the whole campus that had communal bathrooms in a situation like
I
that,
feel
and
like
they tore it
UVA
down.
probably still has some. Harvard probably still have some. You know,
Probably
what I'm saying?
depending on where. What you gonna say, Daniel?
But I was gonna say when I went to my HBCU, it was a privilege to have an apartment size as
Yeah,
apartment
you were,
dorms
It was only
because like
one.
I was a freshman and then they had girl dorms and then boy dorms
Yep.
and then we had curfews, like guys couldn't come in our dorms and
Yeah.
our past.
That's an
10 o'clock.
HBCU
Right.
thing, by the way. That's
Yeah.
a weird thing to have.
I mean,
don't know
but
if it's
not
weird.
weird.
That's super
I don't
weird.
know.
to
I
me.
don't think
It's
it's
not
weird.
weird.
Why isn't that weird? We're in
Because
college.
I mean, it kind of just like I don't know. I like
Are you
that
our mom?
restriction.
You're still trying
It's-
to transition
yeah,
from
I
that.
like
That's
that
not a rule at other colleges. That's
yeah,
only
but
at
see,
HBCUs.
but then go there.
And there's a whole lot of those
Like
colleges
I
that
don't
deal
know.
with the
I
rape
kinda-
culture too, because they don't have those type of provisions and things in place.
But
you
this
know what I mean?
doesn't stop anything. The people
It
that you're trying to
doesn't,
deter
but it
still get into the
limits-
rooms.
It puts boundaries on certain things and still.
You just
creates
making
form of
you just
rules.
creating a way for somebody to get in trouble. You're not gonna stop that. These are adults. Like you want to tell people they're adults when they're 18. These are adults. You sending them out into the world. You can't put these stipulations on things like don't bring your car on campus, don't go talk to girls after a certain amount of time. It's ridiculous.
HBCUs
Well, I
aren't
liked
like
it.
that.
I
But
liked it, and I had a good time.
appreciate
I mean, it was
I
annoying to
respect
me
it.
too. I get
wasn't
it, but I
feeling it.
understand. It was annoying as I don't know what, but I understand. But we do have somebody special on the line,
Yes, so
right?
we do have Chandler Robinson, who from that clip that we heard earlier. She is on the line with us. Chandler.
Hi.
How
Hey,
you doing?
Chandler, welcome to Unfiltered. How you feeling?
I'm okay. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem.
Thank you
No
for joining
problem.
us.
All right, so we do know. I think homecoming just settled for y'all, or y'all, right?
Yes, homecoming just ended.
Okay. So let us know. I guess we want to start kind of from the beginning. When did this start? Because you guys have been protesting at Blackburn. That's what it's called, the Blackburn protest. When have you guys started protesting, and when did students begin to, really speak up, about these conditions?
So the occupation in Blackburn at the Blackburn Student Center, which is kind of hosted by the Live movement, began on October 12th. And since then, we've all been all over social media just trying to make people aware of the situations here at Howard and just keep everyone up to date.
Okay. So let us know what the students, aside from that protest, because in the video that I saw off of TikTok with you is, you guys call it, is it Tent City?
Yes, so there are people inside the Blackburn Student Center occupying the building, and then, of course, there are people outside in tents. We call it Tent City. Shout out to my family at Tent City. Love them. So there are students outside sleeping in tents just in support of the protest or because they're no longer comfortable sleeping in their dorms with the conditions and just how our dorms are. So yeah, we are out there in tents. They've all been donated. We have hot meals virtually every day. A food pantry out there for everybody, so it's open to anyone on campus. You don't necessarily have to support the movement. But we do have the food, the tents, and then the people inside occupying the building.
Now, with the food and everything, is this from the administration, or these are just within the students who are protesting and helping along?
No, we've yet to hear any information from admin or anyone in general, I guess, about the protest. They've yet to make a statement. So all of our food, our portable heaters that we're still in need of, gloves, hats, things that just keep us warm, of course, because it's getting very chilly out here in D.C. It definitely is getting very cold. It's all donations. So if you're in the DMV area, we would really appreciate any of those items that can keep us warm. We can coordinate with, like I said, the Live movement on social media, on Instagram, to coordinate any hot meal deliveries if you're comfortable donating that. Or we have Cash App, which is $the Live movement. And you can Cash App mustard seed donations or as much as you want to.
Okay, and we'll get more of that information at the end of the interview, because I'm a little baffled now that you're saying that you haven't
Admin
heard.
hasn't said
Haven't
anything.
said anything.
That's problematic.
Yes.
First of all, salute to you, Chandler, for everything that you're doing. We gonna hold you on for a little bit. We gotta go to break real quick, and then we'll come back and talk to you more. Is that cool?
That's cool.
All right. Y'all stay tapped in. Call us up 404-892-2703 if you have some questions, comments, concerns, ways that you want to help. Definitely tap in with Voice in the Street Unfiltered on News and Talk 1380 WAOK. We'll be right back.
Back.
Yeah. Wipe me down. News and Talk 1380 WAOK. Voice in the Street Unfiltered. Xavier Brandon on MIC.
Your girl Desi T.
Go ahead, dude.
Awesome McCall.
Danielle on the board. We're talking to Chandler Robinson from Howard University. She's sounding off on the conditions that they got going on there. Chandler, welcome back. Appreciate you being with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, so Chandler, before we went to break, you were talking about how the administration has not said anything about what's going on in Tent City. Can you tell us, how do you feel about that? Like, what, from your perspective, being on the grounds, like, what does that say to you as a student?
As a student, it's very frustrating because this is day 13 that we've been outside in the rain, in the cold, and we've only received one email from the Board of Trustees that says, and I quote, "Where issues exist, we will fix them." So they've yet to actually address any of the issues, specifically like the mold, the rats and roaches in our dorms, in our dining halls, the housing insecurity, schedules and classes being non-existent, the lack of communication, and our Wi-Fi issues.
Chandler, when you say housing insecurity, what does that mean?
So many students, including a friend of mine, actually didn't have housing until the day before classes began, or never received housing. So students who didn't receive responses from our housing department had to find housing on their own. And another friend of mine actually had to take out an additional loan to afford off-campus housing, which is upwards of $3,000 a month.
Yeah, we were just having that discussion about how even though you have the option to live off campus, most of the time when you're at an HBCU, you're not in the best area in that city anyway, so housing is usually scarce, one. And then on top of that, if you do find housing, it's usually expensive. So just being an off-campus student in itself.
Especially in D.C.
Especially in D.C., Atlanta. All these places where HBCUs are prominent are these places that are in cities. Like, it's expensive to live there. You're asking college students to figure out a way on their own, which is why so many people in college turn to other means of making their money while they're still in college.
Right.
So I feel like, but I have a question for you, Chandler. Do you feel like the school actually, you guys have been doing this for weeks. You've been protesting for weeks, literally. Do you feel like the school even cares, or do you think they just care about the bad publicity?
Yes, I think that they care about bad publicity. There have been multiple stories. So Washington Post has covered us, NBC News on Snapchat has covered us, and so many others. But they've been kicked off campus if they try to actually interview us in person.
Wow.
So I think that our cries are not loud enough, or not even loud enough. They're just not loud enough to admin. So that's why we've used social media and so many other platforms to reach out to the community outside of Howard, because if we're the only ones upset, nothing happens. But prayerfully, if everyone else is upset, then change will begin. Now,
Chandler, Howard makes millions a year. It just brings in millions of dollars annually. That's a fact.
Yes.
Do you feel that? Do you see this money that the university claims is coming in? Do you feel like it's being managed properly?
No, I personally don't think it is, because there are countless buildings on campus that are still under construction, And talking to my upperclassmen, they've been under construction since before COVID. They've had similar issues, and not necessarily to this extent, but with mold and just vermin in dorms that just not being taken care of. So no, I don't see that money here.
Chandler, now I know you're mentioning the upperclassmen. How are they? Because I don't feel like this is new for anybody who has attended a HBCU as far as certain living conditions and things like that. How are the upperclassmen, I guess, reacting to all of this, seeing how you guys are demonstrating at this point with, being outside and the protesting and whatnot?
So I've talked to multiple upperclassmen who still attend Howard, and then I did speak to some alumni last week because we did have homecoming, so they were on campus. And these are issues that people who attended Howard in the 90s are still fighting for. So we're fighting then, and we're still fighting for these same issues now, for transparency and communication from our administration and just unacceptable living conditions. So I think that the alum, as well as my upperclassmen, so sophomores, juniors, seniors, know that it exists and they're upset about it, and we're kind of just waiting for the right time to bring it up, or they're waiting to join a protest. Nobody really wants to kind of challenge the machine. They kind of want to wait till the protest is open, and then they'll join. They don't want to be the first person to throw that stone.
That's sad. We're talking to Chandler Robinson of Howard University here on News and Talk 1380 WAOK, Voices in the Streets. So we're here in the city of Atlanta. We know that Clark Atlanta University is standing in solidarity with you all. We know that they had some challenges with some housing issues as well earlier in the year. What can the people here in the city of Atlanta do to help you all up there in D.C.? Like what I know you mentioned some stuff like heaters and cash apps. Can you just give us a way that we can proactively stand in solidarity with you all and help out with what's going on up there?
So we appreciate any donations. So you can follow the Live Movement on Instagram. We do post updates every day, just updating the public on the conditions and, of course, anything that goes on at Howard.
And that's
LIVE.
That's LIVE
Yes,
or LIVE?
LIVE.
Okay, cool.
LIVE. Yep. The Live Movement on Instagram, and the Cash App is the same thing. So the $, the Live Movement. You can Cash App however much you feel like.
All right. That's great, man. Y'all are definitely doing things, and I definitely understand what you mean by people don't really want to hop on and take over the machine. They just want to get out there and protest, get a little Snapchat or an Instagram pic to say that they was out there. But really, it's actually taking on the machine. Because, I mean, I went to Morehouse, and so we had horrible living conditions as well. You know, the maintenance took forever to fix things. The showers weren't working, and sometimes the showers went out. Buildings were flooded. We've all, I think, if you've been to a HBCU, have experienced these type of conditions. Now, do you think it's because of there isn't enough funds being given? Because I know historically HBCUs, we suffer in that we don't have a huge alumni base giving, and we don't have huge endowments like maybe some of these PWIs. Do you feel like it's the giving that's not being it, or just like you said, the allocation is not being done properly?
I think it's the allocation because, yes, that issue exists with other HBCUs, but not Howard. We are the number 2. We go back and forth between number 1 and number 2 HBCU, so we are constantly getting donations. We are constantly getting emails from our admin about our donations, but not about the protest. So we're constantly getting emails regarding, this person donated, but we're still not seeing that money. So I 100% believe it's just the allocation of those resources.
Got it. Now, Tanya, Chandler, I'm sorry. I have one more question. I wanted to just remind the people that Chandler is a freshman. And, this is completely created, I'm sure, an experience for you that you didn't know you were going to have going into college. How are you feeling now as a freshman and being at Howard? Are you going to continue on being there? Because this is a life-changing thing that's happening for you as far as protesting and being out and demonstrating. And, I'm just curious as to where is your head at right now as far as continuing your education at Howard?
Personally, it definitely has been draining. There actually was a physical altercation with police on campus between students, alumni, and parents at the protest yesterday. So just witnessing that has definitely been draining to not only me, but those who are also outside. So however this protest ends, or the result of this protest, rather, will decide if I choose to stay at Howard. I can't continue to live in these conditions. I can't continue to see my peers live in these conditions. So I'm a part of the movement because I expect change.
Mm-hmm.
But God forbid that change does not happen, I will no longer be a student here.
What is it that you demand? What is it that you want to see? How would you know, like, okay, they're actually getting their stuff together and they're actually changing? What are the practical things that you need to see as a freshman student there?
As a freshman, I need to see that we just have transparent communication between our admin, because even if we had these issues, being able to have those open conversations with admin would make me feel more secure in knowing, okay, I made the right choice to come here. Okay, my money is going this place and this place on this time, this day. So I know that even though we had these issues, that they're being addressed. So the dining hall issues, the Wi-Fi issues, scheduling and class issues, living condition issues, those all can, having those transparent conversations, like I said, giving people peace of mind that these issues are being handled, I feel like is my main concern, with transparency and just being able to have open conversation.
And that you deserve that.
And I think you're doing a great job with
Yes.
that.
You're doing a great
I
job.
think you need to be loud. You need to not be quiet. When they ignore you, you need to make a bigger noise about it. I think you're handling it beautifully.
Yes, and we do need
Thank you.
alum to sit here and say something and jump on this and not just wait.
Definitely.
Please
Right. We
drop
need
that.
you to write letters, pull up. Look, if you can sit there and enjoy what they call the best homecoming in the world,
Right.
you can sit there and pull up and enjoy making some people uncomfortable.
Yeah,
okay?
don't slap a hot new artist on this and call it a Band-Aid. Please don't
Yeah.
do that.
Right. This is not it.
I just really appreciate how you coming with this. I mean,
Right.
you have everything together. You're talking to who you need to talk to, and the fact that nobody's reached out to you guys and you all have been talking about this for weeks.
Like, there's been
Admin,
no town hall,
yeah.
no nothing.
That lets you know that they
No,
don't.
that's actually one of our demands. One of our demands is that we have an in-person town hall.
Yes.
with President
That lets you
As
know.
you should.
October.
That lets you know where the respect level is and how they actually hold students' voices.
It's
Yeah.
been
That
2
lets
weeks.
you know.
100%.
But yo, we're gonna keep you lifted in our prayers. We standing with you.
Drop that cash. Can you
yeah.
drop that cash out for me one more time?
The $, the Live movement.
All right. Thank you, Chandler Robinson from Howard University. HU, Bison Stand Up, News and Talk 1380 WAOK, Voices in the Street Unfiltered, Xavier Brandon on MIC.
Your girl Desi T.
Austin McCall.
Danielle running the boards. We'll be right back.
We'll be back.